pressure on doctors to require patients to go through a consultation that's prescribed by the government and then penalize them. Wait a second, and then to penalize them if the patient or their family changes their mind about their living will in a moment of crisis. Because that's really wrong.
It would be really wrong if that was in any way what this said.
You know, it's no wonder that big arguments erupt on what the legislation for health care reform actually means. I mean, here's the House version. It has more than 1,000 pages of text. And look, some people claim that they have read it, the whole thing, but this would make James Joyce's Ulysses look like a beach read, okay? I snatched a paragraph. Can you follow this? The term retroactive LIS enrollment beneficiary means an individual who is enrolled in a prescription drug plan under Part D of Title 18 of the Social Security Act or an MAPD plan under Part C of such title and subsequently becomes eligible as a full benefit dual. You get my point, don't you? I'm going to stop there, but the description goes on in similar fashion. Today, one group is asking every member of Congress to sign a pledge that they will not only read, but that they will understand all bills before they vote. That seems like a good idea. Let's bring in Eric Yaverbaum. He's the co-founder of readtovote.org. I mean, it's sad that you have to create a group to make this happen, but as we've seen with Senator Inhofe of Oklahoma, who said, look, I don't need to read this thing to understand that I can't vote against it.
How can we elect people that don't read what's going to be passed in the legislation? But for that matter, based on where we're at as a country, and I know that's a difficult document to read, bills are difficult in general, we need a spirited debate based on facts, not based on sound bites.
But do you think part of the problem is, I don't know who writes this. I mean, are they genius staffers who think that it's a good idea to put all that gobbledygook in there? Because I'm college educated, but it's hard to follow that.
It's very hard to follow, but it doesn't matter. We need to, it's not just congressmen and senators. To me, it's appalling that they don't read it. We elect them to read these documents to decide what gets passed and what doesn't get passed. They don't read them, how can they pass them?
And isn't part of the problem if you have people on one side saying, death panels, there are going to be people who decide that old people should just be left to die. Yep. And on the other hand, you have people who are saying, but no, look, and they're talking about the nitty-gritty details. It's a whole lot easier to follow this colorful conversation than this one.
Sure, death panels is a great, that's a great title. That's a great soundbite. Public policy is kind of boring, but there's 27 pages in there that I guess Sarah Palin is where she got the notion of death panels. That's not what it is at all.
Hey, Eric, now there's a mission, to write every line of this on?
Yeah, we've asked the congressional police to give us permission to write the entire bill on the steps of the Capitol so that when they're going to their offices, they can actually read it. We'll make it easy for them.
Sidewalk chalk, so that eventually...
Yeah, sidewalk chalk, not eventually. It'll rain once, it'll go away. But the point is we should all be educated. That's what readtovote.org is. And if you go there and you sign up and you pledge to read the bill, you get an automatic download so you can read it too. And we can have an educated conversation.
I think it's a great idea. Spend an hour a night reading the health care reform legislation. Eric, thanks.
Thanks for having me.